since independence, a lot of expensive...
Well, we flew into New Delhi at midnight on Sunday, the 30th of April. We woke up to a hot, noisy and chaotic city. Whilst our leader Rob Collister visited the offices of the IMF, the Indian Mountaineering Federation, to get briefed and to meet up with our Indian liaison officer, who would accompany us in the mountains, the rest of the team had a cultural tour of the city, including the mosque, the Red Fort, Humayun's tomb, and the 12th century 73-metre high Qutb Minar tower. The team consisted of 10 individuals from various backgrounds, ages, and with varying skill levels. The two professional guides, Rob Collister and Nick Parks, were the only two with any previous Himalayan experience, so most of us were fairly new to the game. On Tuesday the 2nd, we were at last, perhaps rather speedily, on our way up to Gangotri. Our journey was to take us 3 days, with overnight stops at Rishikesh and Uttarkashi. Here at Rishikesh we got our first sight of the foothills of the Himalayas, and from here we would follow the Ganges right up to its source at Gamukh. In Himalayan terms, Kedar is a relatively accessible mountain, taking only 1 week to reach base camp from Delhi. The mountain is about 220 miles northeast of Delhi, although it is considerably further by road. We've now finished the first leg of our journey by road to Rishikesh, and we now follow the Ganges high into the mountains to Uttarkashi. On the third day of our road journey, the final and tortuous 50 miles or so to Gangotri was underway. Luckily the road was quite quiet, as the pilgrim season hadn't yet kicked off.
If there are any overhangs, you'll probably...
Yeah, he seems to know the score, doesn't he?
Be nice to us.
It's the road up to Gangotri. He's looking very smart. His bloke's spinning as he walks along. What is spinning? The Ganges flowing off down to Kolkata. A bit of a rockfall here, so we're having to creep right close to the edge. It's a long drop down to our right, where the thermal springs are. We've started seeing our first rhododendrons. We've just arrived at Gangotri. The end of a long journey, and we walk from here. This time at Gangotri. Putting up the expedition fair flags. It's Friday morning. Base camp.
About a 2.5-hour walk here from Gangotri, which is a beautiful walk along an absolutely perfect footpath through deodar conifer trees, 2 chai stops, absolutely gorgeous.
To avoid altitude sickness, it's very important to acclimatise slowly. Base camp at Tapavan, although only 20 kilometres from Gangotri, is 14,500 feet above sea level. We therefore had 2 overnight stops planned, one at Churbas and another at Boj Pass, before making the final steep climb up to Tapavan. On the way up to base camp, we passed Gomukh, where the Ganges flows out from beneath the Gangotri glacier.
This is early morning at Boj Pass, on the second night of our trek into Tapavan. This is the main campsite for pilgrims to Gomukh, source of the Ganges. Mule drivers are getting all their mules herded up. They ran amok through the camp last night.
Our arrival at base camp Tapavan later that day heralded the start of the serious phase of the expedition.
We've just had lunch. Very luxurious lunch. Soup, macaroni, and chai. It's just paying off the porters. And those are the tents of a French and a German mountaineering team that are doing various routes on Shivling, about a mile away from us.
Well, this is the view of the northeast face of Shivling that greeted us at base camp every morning. It's now Monday the 8th of May. We've got 3 weeks left in which to climb the mountain. First week would involve a lot of load carrying, then had 2 weeks on the mountain to get to the top.
all ready to go to ABC?
Yep.
Good.
Ready to go to ABC. Quite a few problems.
You haven't been too well.
I've been really sick with hallucinations and been unable to get out of bed. Quarters of the kitchen staff have looked after me really nicely. I've made about 75% recovery now.
Good.
Don't really know why, probably altitude. I'm taking Dymox, which has made a great improvement.
And you're heading out to ABC to stay tomorrow?
Yeah.
And doing a carry today?
No, I'm going up today.
You're going up to stay today?
Yeah.
Great.
And,
good.
One of the head of the kitchen team offered to carry some of my gear with me, so
yeah.
I can reunite with the rest of the team.
Great. Good.
Kind of thing.
Well, we'll see you up there.
Yep.
It's a long, hot trail up to Advanced Base Camp. All carrying heavy sacks, so it's exhausting work. And we've got our first sight of the dome now, just rising up above us there. Looking back to the northwest. An absolutely perfect day. If this weather continues, there's a good chance of us getting to the top of the dome. The Gangotri Glacier, up which we have to go part of the way, climbing over boulders and round boulders. We have to make our way through this maze. The way there is well marked with cairns which the team put up, otherwise you'd get hugely lost. The dome beckoning in the distance. Rob Collister and his team, Robert Sykes, Neil and Tracker, are establishing Camp 1 today. And Steve going upwards on the final hurdle to Advanced Base. Last hurdle, Advanced Base, which is Steve's just approaching, dominated by some very impressive cliffs. Advanced Base in a beautiful setting, just on the sort of south side of Shivling. We have the Vigaratis dominating the scenery.
Oh! I should do it.
Steve's got the brew on. Getting ourselves organised. Rob and his team will be arriving back tonight. We're going to have a shortage of tents, so some of us are going to have to sleep out, which won't be much of a burden in this weather. Sunday 14th of May, about 5 o'clock in the morning. Rob's team making preparations to head up to High Camp 1. This is Steve, who's with Team Parks, making ready to move Advanced Base up the glacier.
We formed two teams to tackle the mountain, and eventually split the climb into 4 main sections, with an initial Advanced Base camp behind us in this shot. This was superseded by a glacier camp at the base of the dome at 16,000 feet. From here we could ski. Camp 1 was established at 19,000 feet, and a Camp 2 at 21,000 feet was used by both teams after each had had initial unsuccessful summit bids.
Nick and Steve picking their way across the moraine towards our new Advanced Base camp at the bottom of the dome.
We're moving Advanced Base Camp up to a new advanced base camp across the glacier at the foot of the mountain. There's two reasons for this. The first one is because it saves us flogging across the glacier every time we have a bash at the mountain. And secondly, it gives us a couple of hundred or so extra metres. So the ordinary advanced base camp's about 4,600 metres. The new one will be about 4,850, depending exactly where we put it. And we'll be able to ski straight back into our camp. We plan to stay up there for about up to 6 days, hopefully make a summit attempt towards the end of that time.
Steve is having problems with the altitude, vomiting just now, but we're getting there. We've met up with Rob's team at Lower Camp 1, 5,490 metres. And they're hoping to make an attempt for the top tomorrow. We left Advanced Base Camp at 2:30 this morning. And Nigel and Robert are coming up as well. Robert's ankle has healed. Well, we've all arrived up now at top camp, 5,800 metres.
50 according to Rob.
How much?
50.
And 50.
5,850.
It's about 7:30 on the morning of the 18th of May, Thursday. Nick and Steve G starting to put a track up from our camp here at 5,800 metres. Myself and Steve W will follow on later. Just hope to make an attempt for the summit tonight, starting at about midnight, if the conditions are suitable. That'll be our probably one and only chance. It's Friday 19th of May at 10 o'clock. We had an unsuccessful attempt on the summit last night in heavy snow. The conditions deteriorated. We had to come back to camp. It's Tuesday 23rd of May, about 8:30. That's Nick And we're heading back up to 5,800 to camp on our second attempt at the summit. Rob Collister, Neil and Rob Sykes reached the summit yesterday. Well, we're brewing up, drinking tea, coffee, rehydrating generally. A little bit of cloud moving into the west, but it always seems to do that in the afternoon. But we had a snowstorm last night, so it had cleared up by midnight. Beautiful starry night with a full moon. It's now Wednesday the 24th of May, about 9 o'clock, and we're at approximately 20,000 feet above sea level, hoping to establish a high camp just above us, about 200 metres, and then we'll have 400 metres to the summit tomorrow. We're now getting level with some of the higher peaks. The bigger antis. Well, this is our camp 2, 6,400 metres, on a beautiful day. We've been busy drinking tea and soup, and everyone's now resting in preparation for an assault on the summit tomorrow. Thursday the 25th of May 2000, 4 members of the Eagles Creek Club reached the summit of Kedar Dome, the Indian Himalaya, with Steve Wright, Steve Gould, Nick Parks the leader, and Jamie Howard filming. It's a glorious day, and we're all absolutely ecstatic. Pledge to the security club. Now we'll ski down 8,000 feet, facing the dome. Some shots are coming down from the summit. Very difficult snow, very crusty, very unstable. Nick, doing very well. Yes. Oh! Well, bad luck. That's our route back, right down the spine of Kedar Dome. Advanced base, Wester Camp. No sooner had we got down from the summit of Kedar Dome and recovering, when lo and behold the weather changes. So we're now packing up, getting ready to take everything down to Advanced Base Camp.
Hard to believe we were up there, Jamie, eh?
I know, 10 hours ago.
Fantastic. Whoa. We're tired now, eh?
The dome now shrouded in cloud.
Not far to go, though.
Oh, nearly hit the cameraman. Monday the 29th at 8:30, and the porters have just arrived to take all the stuff down.
There ended the good story. Bye.